Hello, Virgo, and welcome to your April 2026 tarot card reading. We're going to get started with an animal spirit, get a sense of the energy you're moving into for this month. Spider spirit, make your dreams real. I love that. Make your dreams real. All right, let's see if we can get some additional guidance and messages from tarot for April for Virgo. 6 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, 10 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, the Emperor, 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, and the High Priestess with the 2 of Pentacles. All right, Virgo, you showed up for sure. We know that the Pentacles represent our earth signs, and there's quite a few of them here, and they're really telling a story, aren't they? So first off, I'm drawn to the 4, 5, and 6. And if you look at it from this point of view, it would be 6, 5, and 4. So what that tells me is there's going to be some ups and downs in your finances. Now, that's not anything anybody wants to hear, but that's the reality of life. Not everything is on an upward projectile. And by the way, we know that Uranus is coming in as the great disruptor. And, excuse me, Mars and Saturn are kind of sitting next to each other. And, we've got the god of war next to the lord of karma. And that's always a little bit of a push and pull, tug of war situation. So we know that your finances are under review because all of these major planets, we've got Saturn, we've got Neptune, we've got Mars and Mercury, and a new moon in Aries, and that's all sitting in your 8th house of other people's money and your intimate connections. So let's take a look at that. We know that, excuse me, the 2 of Pentacles over here is really a perfect example of things fluctuating, things going down, things going back and forth. And for you, you know that, again, because this is a period of taking a look at who is helping you in this financial world. And the 8th house is really about reevaluating this financial situation, which again is up and down. And you have to take a deep dive because this is an agreement that you made with somebody. But you're only half responsible for it, right? You have this intimate connection, this partner, this marriage, this whatever, or it can be even on a professional with a partner. And, you need to take a look at if the efforts have been equal. And I'm suggesting they might not have, right? So we have the 2 of Pentacles showing a little bit of things out of balance. We've got the 4 of Pentacles over here showing somebody just like grasping, holding, because, the mentality of lack. We can't spend anything. We've got to hold on to it, or this is my share, not your share. We've got somebody over here in the 5 of Pentacles saying, well, it's, I know you've come on hard times, but, I can't always be bailing you out. And of course, the 6 of Pentacles is striving for some type of balance, but not always reaching a good, satisfying conclusion with that. So, there's going to be an offer put on the table here. This 4 of Cups tells me that there needs to be a new type of an agreement, one that's mutually beneficial, one that is fair, one that's equitable. And if it's not, this is when you kind of untether. This is when you release yourself from burdens. This is when you say that I'm not accepting that. That's really not what I want to do, you know. I'm just trying to, you know, get out of this situation. I'm moving over here to the Nine of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, you know. I'm moving over to abundance. And for some of you, it might be by yourself. Now, the Emperor is Mars's power, and Mars comes into Aries on the 9th, and Mars is all about power. And Mars does not take the back seat to anybody. In fact, you know, sitting next to Saturn, there might be a little bit of a tug of war, you know. Mars sitting, you know, the god of war sitting next to the Lord of Karma. And I'm telling you that you have a choice here. You can make your dreams real, or you can stay in this this connection that's not really providing you with the life that you have been dreaming of. And this is where you want to go. So there has to be some debts paid here. There has to be a reckoning. But first you have to get to the truth. First you have to listen to your instincts. If things don't seem right, they're not right. And you have to have those discussions, you know. And if somebody's holding on tight here while you're doing some juggling, there, you know, there's 4 over here and just 2 over here. You've got to equal this out. You've got to make sense of it. You have to release some burdens, you know, some financial burdens, and or just even, you know, sharing some resources. Maybe that's what you do. You untangle resources and you both, you know, agree to clearing up the debt. Whatever that is for you, it's serious. But and it's not a doomy gloomy situation, but you're gonna lose your dream, right? You're gonna lose some energy, some passion for your new dream if you stay stuck. That's really what emotions are about. That's what the energetic cost is. It's not just the financial cost here. It's the energetic cost, where it takes some wind out of your sails, you know, and that you maybe just stop caring, you know, and just kind of give it up. Why would you give this up? You don't want to. You can make them real. So find a solution, you know, be powerful, be strong, and listen to your instincts. And there are a lot of solutions without totally undoing this life of yours, but it needs to be fixed. Let's see if we can get another card for some additional message, or at least a last message before closing out here. All right, so it says, planting seeds. Seeds of grace are being planted in the fertile soil of my soul. All right, so it is a little bit heavy on the spiritual, and I like it though, because it speaks to what we were talking about, right? It's going to inspire you, right? Seeds of grace are being planted in the fertile soil of your soul. They want you, the universe wants you to realize your dream. You can make it real. Hope it resonated. If it has, please like, share, and subscribe. Wishing you balance, peace, and harmony. Take care.